Welcome to the Sober Mom Life podcast. This is your weekend reset. This is our little bite-sized episode to help you remember why you're doing this sobriety thing. Spoiler alert, it's because it's amazing. But at first it might feel a little bit hard. And so this is where this episode is going to meet you to help you reframe your thinking for the weekend. And if you're just joining us, hi, welcome. We have our full-length episodes on Mondays and then this bite-sized episode on Fridays. And we have been working through my book, The Sober Shift. And we are currently, you guys, today we are on chapter 9. Pull out your books and turn to chapter 9. I'm kidding. It's okay if you don't have the book. Although if you don't and you are looking for a Quitlet that maybe provide something a little bit different than all of the other Quitlet out there. It's not a rock bottom story. It's really showing you the bright side of sobriety with some humor infused. Go pick it up. It's in hardcover, ebook, and Audible, which is narrated by me. So, all right. You guys, today's chapter 9. And chapter 9 is the shift from the fear of missing out to living fully present. You know, I polled my Instagram followers. This was as I was writing the book. And I really wanted to hear from you, and I wanted to know what you were most afraid of in sobriety and what has stopped you from pursuing it or maybe has caused you to go back to alcohol. And FOMO was the number one reason for the majority of you. It was the fear that you were going to miss out. And whether that was miss out on experiences, miss out on connection, feel left out, feel not invited, you were afraid you were going to miss out. And I totally get it because I felt like that too. I mean, I think that that's probably, in my 20s, definitely in college in my 20s, what kind of drove my drinking was like, well, yeah, I want to be included. I want to belong. I don't want to miss out. This chapter is, and if you've read the book or listened to it, you know that this chapter is probably the most personal to me. This was definitely the hardest chapter for me to write. It was the most emotionally taxing. This chapter dives into a lot of grief and losing my dad just over a year into sobriety. And I'm not going to go into all of that here. It's in the book. It's there for you. It's waiting. It takes a lot, to kind of dive in emotionally in that space. And I had to, as I was writing this chapter, I had to take such care of myself. Like I was kind of emotionally fried because I think that I felt the most aware of the gift of being present that sobriety has given me through grief and through grieving my dad. And, once that sharp edge of grief kind of dulled into something a little bit more, I don't know, that it just can just live alongside me, feeling present and being able to be present, to notice when he's here with me and the signs that he sends and all of the things that make me feel like I'm still connected to him and like our relationship continues, that it's not over. I know that is only possible through sobriety. And, I go into some very specific examples in the book. I won't give it away. But, I think it's interesting because if you were to ask me while I was drinking, as you know, I wasn't a daily drinker. I wasn't, actively addicted when I quit. I wasn't blacking out all the time. Although that had been my story in my 20s and in college, that was no longer my story. And so if you were to ask me, what do you think you're losing to alcohol? I would have said nothing. I'm not losing anything. I have maybe 2 glasses of wine, right? I mean, maybe 3. And I wasn't blacking out except for the last time I drank. I wasn't browning out. I wasn't getting drunk. I would have been adamant that I wasn't losing anything to alcohol. And it was only after I took it out of the equation that I saw in the sliding doors moments that we do, that I saw what I was missing. I had no idea. I just had no idea what I had missed. And I think my sobriety is made even more full by me recognizing now, like, oh, I think I would have missed this, right? If alcohol was in my cup and, it was empty, I would have gotten up and gotten another drink, even if I wasn't thirsty, right? Because we don't drink because we're thirsty when we drink alcohol. We want more because it's addictive. And so getting up and pouring maybe my second glass of wine, I don't know what I missed. You don't know what you're missing until you don't get up, until you stay, until you don't go and get another drink, right? And, I'm not even talking about physically, because physically alcohol numbs every part of us. And, it's man, is it genius marketing that we have been really brainwashed into thinking that if we don't drink this highly addictive substance that will steal our memories and our feelings and numb us and our senses, our taste buds, our every single thing, every single part of our body, it's going to numb. That if we don't drink it, that we will miss out. Drinking alcohol is a guarantee you are missing out. And I'm not talking about if you black out. I'm not talking about if you brown out. Yes, those are very serious consequences, and your memories will be erased forever. Your short-term memory is offline. It's amnesia. You're never getting that back. That's the extreme example of alcohol causing you to miss out. But even if you're not blacking out, alcohol is a guarantee that you will miss out. And it is up to you to answer those questions of what is it causing you to miss out on. And I know for me and for so many women, we weren't able to see it until we gave ourselves a chance and just said, okay, let me remove this thing. Let me do this experiment. Suzanne said that I'm missing out. I don't think I am, but let me just see. And give yourself a chance, not when it's good, right? And not when it's easy, but when it feels hard and when you get a craving and when you would normally pour a drink and when you're itching to pour a drink and when you're scared of missing out, and all of those moments, if you keep going and continue to give yourself a chance to see ways in which alcohol has caused you to miss out, I really do think that that is when the kind of teeth of your sobriety start to sink in and you start to think, oh, holy shit, what have I lost to this substance? And more importantly, what am I not willing to lose anymore? What am I done losing? What do I want to be present, fully present? And of course, this doesn't mean there aren't healthy ways to escape. I am not sitting in my feelings every hour of the day. That sounds gross. That just does not sound fun. I'm not doing that. But it feels incredible to be able to say that I am no longer allowing alcohol to come in to steal any more precious moments, precious memories, precious moments. I'm not talking about the figurines. I don't have those. But if I did, I bet alcohol would steal them. Precious memories, precious time with my children, with my husband, with my mom, with my family, with my friends. When we take alcohol out of the equation, then we are able to see what we've lost to it. So I hope this helps as you go about this weekend. Maybe give yourself a chance to just do that sliding doors moment. If I was pouring a drink now, would my focus then turn to alcohol? And the answer is yes, because alcohol takes up all the oxygen in the room. When alcohol is invited in, when it's in the equation, it tends to steal the show. And, you know, that's probably another thing that you've not seen or maybe not been aware of until you have the perspective of being on the outside of that. And I hope you give that to yourself. I hope you're working your way toward that. As you're listening to this comes out Friday and I'm recording this on Wednesday, and I am getting ready to leave for the Sober Mom Life retreat. We're going to Cabo, Mexico, and oh man, you know, if you're afraid that alcohol was kind of the binding agent for you and your friends, and then if you take that out of the equation, if you kind of flip the script that you're going to be left out, maybe you're going to feel like you're left behind, you're not invited anymore. I want to urge you that if you do feel like that in the beginning, that's okay. You're not going to stay there. That's the burning down part, right? We got to burn this shit down before we rebuild. And the Sober Mom Life Retreat is like the sweetest example to me of my rebuilding and the connection that happens at, like, it's my favorite weekend of the year. It's where I feel so just connected and recharged, and it feels so foundational to me. And, this isn't a commercial for the retreat, because you will find those connections in sobriety. But first, you might have to feel a little bit left out. And man, you won't stay there. And you are welcome in to the Sober Mom Life Cafe. They are the first people to sign up for the retreat. It tends to sell out pretty quickly. We have a wait list, but the cafe members, it goes to them first. And so if you are looking for your sobriety community, there are a lot of communities out there that are wonderful. My suggestion is to try them out, live with them for, a couple weeks, a month, try everything they have to offer, and do the same with the cafe. Try us out. If it's not for you, that's okay. Find your people. They are waiting for you in sobriety, and the connection is greater than anything alcohol can deliver. I promise you that. So I'll leave the link to the cafe in the show notes. And then we are having another retreat. We were just going to do one this year. You guys, I think because of the demand, we are going to do the October retreat. Like I said, I'll keep you updated here, but the cafe is the first to know. So come join us over there. We have 6 peer support meetings every week. I actually host one today. I host one on Friday. I will be hosting it from Mexico. It's 10 a.m. Central. Come and join us, because we talk about all of this stuff. Everything you talk about on the podcast, listening is great, but there's something about connecting and showing up and offering up all of your stuff that you have kept inside, right? That mold in the basement. We will hold the flashlight for you as you begin your excavation of how you have used alcohol, how it's affected you, and maybe most importantly, how it has caused you to miss out. I'm so proud of you. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for supporting this podcast. I am just cheering you on. Remember, it is easier to keep going than it is to start again. You can always start again, but it's easier to keep going. Momentum is real. I'm so proud of you, and let's meet back here on Monday. Okay. Bye.